What's up? What's up? So here I was chilling in my workstation, my office. I was drawing the shapes, trying to get a good frame for Sjava. You know my guy. So first I started with that sketchy method where I was just drawing lines, and then now I was redefining the lines, making actual shapes and actual proportions that actually make sense. That's a lot of actuallys I just used over there. But then right now I was erasing those unnecessary lines and then making the good ones more prominent and pop out more. So it was a cold day, bro. This was like early in the morning, around three a.m., maybe 2 a.m. So I had my blanket. I couldn't take chances, bro. I did a lot of studying. I studied Sjava, how the nigga dresses, how he looks like in general. So I wanted to add that old hat, that retro vintage type of hat. Then I made his nose more prominent, and then the beard, the iconic beard. I think I should have added like sideburns and stuff, but then I kept it simple and I removed the hat, focused on the perfect bald head, perfect round head, like he does. I think I should have made it maybe shine a little bit. You know that glowing chin sculpt. I think bro deserved it. I kind of felt like he was leaning forward too much, so I rotated it, skewed it, and then I chopped the top part off and tried to mingle it a little bit. I dragged it up again. And then I made everything fit to where the new head was because it was a bit short and very weird. Bro was fucking weird, bro. But then now he looks like Java. He looks like a perfect replica of Java. So here I was cleaning up the other arm and the belly, and then redefining the lines. This hand gave me a tough position because he was holding his hips, and now drawing a hand in that position, that's tough. Moving on, I jumped to the colors. I did the skin color and the shirt color. Straight to the point, pretty simple. And then I added those belt holders or whatever they call them. Tried to close the gap so that nothing looks awkward. I had to make sure that everything fits. And then by that time, I was focused on the final look, the final colors. I am not gonna add any shading to this because no way. I want it smart and simple, and then I made sure the shirt aligns correctly. It looks like a shirt, and then the lines from the width to the thinnest line type shit, making tape lines or taper lines. That actually looks cool regardless. And then yeah, I dealt with the belt. I liked it. I liked the H in the middle. I've seen that belt countless times, and I was like, ain't no way I'm leaving this part out. Then yeah, here I was locking in flow state. Now I think it's time for a cool montage while I dive into the lip syncing phase where I make different shapes of mouths, and then I'm gonna sync it up to the sound using Adobe After Effects. So I had to rush into that process. I had to delete this mouth so that I can make it on its own layer, and make it a symbol so I can easily maneuver in the timeline while changing the lip syncing toward the sound. So yeah, you gotta listen to the song. This is probably some unreleased shit that I'm about to play right now, and you gotta enjoy it. So peace. Sometimes a problem is a blessing. Sometimes a problem is a blessing in disguise. Sometimes a problem is a blessing in disguise. Sometimes a problem is a blessing. 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 Yeah, I've got so much regrets, I think about a lot. I got stress, my heart aches, I wish I could reverse. Or time travel to a different reality. Born in a generation of anxiety. Fear spirit. Laugh now, cry later. Morph now, die hater. Same story, crocodile or alligator. Whether we get warm on a stove or heater. Yours man, dripping like he a 99 liter. I'm highly motivated, cause that's my nigga. Going harder than ever, my idols are great. I wanna be greater. Weight on my shoulders is getting heavy. I wanna fall, but I'm stuck in space. I take a moment to savor the grace for letting me flop and move on his pace. I find peace gazing at the sky. Sometimes a problem is a blessing in disguise. Sometimes a problem is a blessing in disguise. Sometimes a problem is a blessing. 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 I'm just shooting, they keep missing. I'm just hitting, they keep missing. Sometimes a problem is a blessing. Yeah, shout out to anybody listening.